Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Risen Divine League. We are coming at you with week number 3, where we have got NBG Terror taking on at University of California Irvine Esports Junior Varsity. My name is Gordo, and I'm going to be joined by Gopher Eno tonight on the desk. Gopher Eno, how are you doing, my man?
Uh, Learned a lot today. Not related to League of Legends, but general knowledge, as we say in the Hollywood Hills. But that aside, this should be an interesting match tonight since UCI, they've been pretty dominant so far here with that 2-0. They've 2-0 both their series. NBG Terra, I mean, a little bit more rocky, more middle of the pack potentially. But this is the part in the season where we start getting an idea of how the playoff brackets might start looking like.
Yeah, we got a little bit longer of a season this time around with 7 weeks, as we got a little bit of bigger groups than we had in the last couple of Divine League splits, so that's always exciting. But for sure, with 2 matches already in the bag, we're starting to see those standings shape up. And UCI, they've been doing a fantastic job so far. They took some nice 2-0 victories against Michigan back in week number 2 and against MU back in week number 1. So haven't dropped a game yet this split, looking real strong here and kind of following up on the collegiate squads, really doing a great job in the Divine League these past couple of splits, of course, with Purdue winning just last split.
Yeah, yeah. Some colleges they have some pretty great esports teams. Not gonna lie. Um, Granted, my college kind of has a doggy doo doo team, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah, my school used to go a little bit up and down, but some exciting names coming into tonight's matchup as well. We've got a couple of Masters players, a couple of GM players on both teams here. It's going to be I want to call attention particularly to Mr. Dot coming off of he's on the substitute roster for Nameless, who just competed over in the NACLQ this past weekend. So got a couple of folks who are looking to move up to some real big leagues right now. Now coming back down to play as a starter, of course, here for the UCI squad, where he's going to be a name to pay attention to tonight. I'm looking at his solo queue right now. He's not really played very many games this season, but he's been GM the last couple of splits. He's a really great AD carry player, and I'm excited to see what he's going to take on the Rift.
Yeah, but please play some ranked games. Let's see. Yeah, you've played as much ranked games as me.
Well, him and Spizzy
What?
Vert both, they're gonna be staying
Yeah.
even with each other. The jungler over on the side of NBG, he doesn't have too many ranked games this split yet either, at least on the account that's registered
Even.
with Risen for right now. And you do have to tell us all your
Yeah.
accounts. So that's just
Yeah.
gonna have to be across the board. Maybe playing a couple of normal games though.
Yeah. I mean, usually you get on to play some norms with the boys, but ranked flame aside, should be hopping into Champions League here in just a jiffy. Don't know the status of the lobby, but I assume the players are all good to go. Gordo is gone.
Yeah,
Gono?
that one's a classic. That's just something about me and Caddy, man. It just can't keep the camera going. It's got the light on. I can see that my video feed is streaming to the website here, and it's just not coming through. But we'll get it back here before too long. We at least have a recipe to fix it. But I want to talk about a couple of more matchups that we might get to see in today's laning phase. In particular, I want to call some attention to the top lane. Going to be Gino facing off against a Silent Nomad, and they've been playing some pretty different stuff this season. Silent Nomad playing a lot of Fiora so far, and whereas Gino, he doesn't have too many ranked games either, not to keep calling folks out, but he's been playing the Karma top a fair bit. He's been playing the Sejuani, so I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to bring to the table here, as he's going to be a little bit of a wild card coming into this equation.
Yeah. Yeah, hard to make like a bunch of like dead set conclusions on a lot of these players because it is still kind of technically early in the season, only starting earlier this month. And sometimes you don't have the biggest sample pool to go off of, but we see a few trends shaping up here, like you said, with that Karma top. Um, don't think it does too well against the Fiora though, so I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe see that as a bit of a target ban here. Maybe we see some of the power junglers taken off the board here since I've been seeing some groveling, and there are slated nerfs for the early gank playstyle of jungling coming up for next patch, but this is still this patch, Gordo, so we might see some of those junglers taken off the table.
You do have to remember, though, it is half a patch later than what we've seen most high level competition
Yeah.
on, with that B patch coming on through. So Zeri a little bit lower, Yumi a lot a bit lower, not
And
going to
bluff.
be quite as high of a priority. And yeah, it's been a long couple of splits of Yumi in the Divine League, so I'm happy to see that one taken off our boards a little bit and get replaced fully by the Ashe. I mean, the Ashe priority just keeps going up and up and up,
Yeah.
both as a marksman and in that support position. And I can see that it's been taken full advantage of by NBG. They've been playing that one in both positions, both Chaos Fury and McTavish. They've got a bunch of Ashe games. It's both of their most played. And yeah, it just kind of shows that this champion, it's getting real high play rates in both roles.
Yeah. Part of it was, of course, the prominence of Heimerdinger support, especially in higher elo and pro play. Since you do have that range advantage, you have the volley, you have those long range auto attacks, just to not let those turrets stay for too long. But it's still staying around. People are noticing the ARAM mandate Ash build kind of obnoxious when you're able to just throw your ultimates literally every wave. You're also able to get a lot of down, and you do bring a lot of just natural utility by being Ash. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, absolutely here. And it looks like it is time to get into draft for our first game of the night. So I'm going to send it over to Lam and Crims, who are going to take it away for this upcoming draft.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the draft. Divine League Week 3. We're on the way. I'm going to be Lamb, and that's Crims, Gordo, Goferino. Thank you. I'm sure we'll be tuning in with those guys once again, but we're back on the desk here, Crims, and we got a very interesting game. The guys already spoke about several picks that are priority. I mean, even the Ashe mandate build is, I mean, we've all played ARAM, especially me, because the rank just doesn't fit well with me, Crims. I got to be honest with it.
Well, I wouldn't know because I don't play ARAM. So that's on you guys. That's a pain that you guys suffer that I am totally free of. No baggage there. I do see in the champion pool, Lamb, there is a certain jungle pick that could be an option. We'll see if they're going to make your day. Udir's going to be banned, taken away here. That is
Are
going to
we
be the prio
surprised?
junglers.
Are we
Yeah. All right.
surprised by that? Okay, Kisante, big deal. Yeah, we see it all the time. Yeah, it 1v9s. Yeah, okay, what's next? Actually, it doesn't 1v9 unless they're actually good at the champion. So that's something to actually take away because we've seen multiple Kisantes that, fall away a little bit if you don't know the matchup. And the most interesting fact is they
Oh.
ban away this Fiora. So that is usually the counter to Kisante. So taking that away is definitely interesting. But yeah, you're already interested in what NBJ can offer here. NBG, not J. Caitlyn, going to be locked in for them, prioritizing that ball lane.
Yeah, that prio balling is so important right now. I don't see a Varus ban, so I think that might get picked up. Of course, you could always just go the Ezreal instead or the Jhin. That Karma, I think, is a tricky flex Karma, thanks to the hostess for eluding that for us here. Gino can play that as well as Hina-chan, so we know that there's
Oh
a
my.
potential for that. And there's a lot of prio. You could think of Karma similar to the Lux pick here. Nautilus, that's a lot of aggression, but it's going to be losing in the lane phase here unless they get those anchor tosses landed. They should pair it up with an aggressive AD carry, so I guess they're not going to be going Varus here. This is an interesting pick. And so far, no one's snapping up the Sejuani.
How many times have we actually spoken about? You spoke about the virus. Virus being hovered right now, and of course, usually the virus is that prioritized pick as well because they call Draven League, Draven baby, give us it. Come on, lock it in, big brother.
Oh,
Come on.
okay.
Reel me in and let them sink. All right, we see how
Well,
they
they
do
didn't
it
want
there.
to coin toss the game at level 3, Lamb. You're going to have to forgive them for not going for that. They go for Varus. It's a safer pick. It's a bit odd to pair it with a Nautilus. Of course, you have better fights and you have that all-in potential, but you're going to be losing that lane. The prio, Caitlyn Karma takes that every time, so they're going to get pushed in. Varus going to mitigate a lot of that. It might be the new poke build as well, and they're going to round out with a mid laner here. So top lane bans and jungle bans are going to be in effect, but you might see your favorite prancing pony on the
Come
rift if
on,
it gets
come on.
through.
Here, boy. She's coming. She's coming. We'll see if that gets locked in. We got a banning phase to get through first, Crims. And I mean, I haven't seen it banned. I'm still not going to say the name. I don't want to jinx it. I do want to see it run through here
Yeah,
because
we've
I feel like
avoided that
this is
so
a game.
far.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We're good with our predictions, but maybe not that great. But so far, they're lining up kind of, you would say, as expected. You know, typical champions that are, once they're taken away, then you try and answer with them. The Caitlyn Lux wasn't actually locked in, and Morgana was still an option. But again, Karma is this other champion that has been on the ascendancy in that support role because it just offers a little bit more. The cooldown reduction, the empowered
Mhm.
mantra, along with the regular spells. And of course, you don't need level 6 for that, and it's infinite poke. And once you pair that with an AD carry like Caitlyn, it's only going to point to success.
I think that is a very good point. And they're taking out some more poke here. The Zoe is going to be removed. And that was with the buff incoming here. Spizzy Vert is a Master Yi player. Has a lot of games with that champion under his belt.
How
So
many
it makes
games,
sense to take that
Crims?
away.
How
It's
many?
close to 300. It is close to 300 on
It's a lot
Master
of
Yi
games.
alone. Not that many people even play 300 games in the first place. And so this is an interesting champ pool to say the least. Talent going to be taken away. So, mid lane bans have come in from the side of Nightblood Gaming. They say, we don't want you to get something like the Zoe or a scaling pick like the Kassadin. Kindred gonna be flexed here. Nah, I'm not flexed. Gonna be shown off here. Like more like flexing your muscles is what I meant.
Oh, yeah.
So they have the Kindred here. It is counter dive. Kasante can play around that as well. So we'll see how effective this pick when the draft rounds out here. LeBlanc could be their answer they're looking for. And we're just waiting on
Yeah,
bated breath.
it's just tease. It's the tease fest on the rift. We're not even on the rift yet in the draft.
I
LeBlanc,
think Akali
Gary,
makes more
what's going to
sense.
be?
I think Akali makes more sense, but they feel more confident on the LeBlanc. Akali has the really great execution and can
Oh,
avoid Kindred and Azir here. They're going to pair that up with that Belveth. So this is an interesting farm jungler right now. Needs that scaling time, but once you hit that point of that attack speed, this champion just becomes a monster. Should be able to mitigate a lot of physical damage, something that Kindred does, as we have a Zac.
Zach
Now,
Top.
I guess this is a Zac top, but Lamb, I've seen Zac support. Is this a weird double flex going on right now where they're going to
Is
be trying to
Klepto still
bait?
in the game? We're going to see Klepto Karma, baby. Okay, they're going to lock in the Zac, and we'll be waiting to see how that one turns out. I mean, that's pretty interesting, honestly. That they round off the draft with Zac. And now, I think the most important thing about Zac is he's in such a state right now where he's useful at all times of the game, right? The infinite gank range, he can come out with the fog of war. It makes it so important to play around those wards, which we see punished very heavily in Divine. If you roam somewhere where you're not supposed to be, there's a chance that somebody's tracking you, and if you get found out, then it'll set you behind a little bit. So these roams that'll come through from that bot lane, especially having the Nautilus going up to that mid lane, you can set up that LeBlanc for success. Going into a Azir matchup, you know, LeBlanc is pretty skilled champion, and obviously it depends on how good you are on the champion to actually 1v1 the Azir here. But in that case, there's such a platform, I want to say, for UCI to actually win hard in that mid lane.
The LeBlanc has really good setup. Belvet's not the best to pair up with the LeBlanc. Something like a Vi, if you wanted to go for that style, would make more sense here. It seems like they're going for a heavy skirmish, though. Belveth and LeBlanc both excel at that. So if they do get that strength in the mid lane, they can use that to roam around, mess with the Kindred, mess with bot lane, and mess with the top lane here as well. So that is something that I think they're going to have to prioritize for the side of UCI. I just don't think Belveth LeBlanc is the combo to do it. I think Azir can get out of those situations easy with the ultimate, with being able to glide away on the E. So I think this is a very safe Azir pick overall. LeBlanc kind of not as strong, but certainly can kill this Azir Lamb. So I think Nightblood Gaming, they got ahead in the mid lane here.
Well, if that is the case, then it will spell good things for them. And both of these teams actually, I believe it is 2-0 already in the season for NBG. Gordo mentioned that in the host lobby, the analyst desk there. And the other team here, you know, UCI, they're 1-1, but they've had some really good performances regardless of that. Individual performances is something that actually, yeah, correction. It's
Yeah,
UCI,
need
baby. I
to
got my
correct
numbers
it.
the wrong
Yeah,
way around.
UCI. So just to clarify, everyone, UCI is 2-0, and NBG is 1-1. So not too far apart in the standings, of course. It's just the second week, but Lamb, that is you can continue your point here.
Yeah, reading is hard. What can I say? We try our best, but sometimes we write it down wrong. That's why we're here, baby. We're the catalyst for the cast today. But look, here's really what I actually want to talk about. And I know we're going to throw it back to the guys, and they can kind of break it down a little bit more here. But this Kindred against the Belvet matchup. Now, seen this matchup a couple of times before. Obviously, the marks are so important for Kindred, right? You stack them up, you get that additional that goes along with her passive. And the Belveth likes to farm up, likes to scale up a little bit more too. So they're very individual champions that clash with the style that they play the game, right? And where they go for success here, because they have a lot of lockdown potential in that top lane. And you could say the same in the bot side as well. You know, the potential for Caitlyn Karma to get them low enough that they can make that dive potentially. You know, distortion with the LeBlanc, you can make things happen. Depending on, again, it's all about individual micro with these champions. And you can see from pretty much both of these guys what Divine have to offer, because they're picking champions that are very skill oriented. And I'm excited for this one, Crims. I think we're going to see some pop-offs and some insane plays in this game.
I'm hoping to see some really good Azir ultimates here. And the Azir Kindred combo, Lamb, I don't know if I've talked to you about this specifically,
Tell me.
but what do people like to do against Kindred? They like to stay in that ultimate to keep alive, to keep doing the damage, using her own ult against her. But what can Azir do? He can yeet all of those enemies right out for the picking here. So I think that's a good combo. They have solid backline damage, 3 members here in the Caitlyn Azir Kindred. That's a lot of damage that they can be outputting. Zach's going to frontline Karma to be overall enabler for the team. So I think they make a lot of sense in their comp here. They're going to operate as a 5-man, and it's going to be a very strong core if they play together here. Something I want to point out about that Kindred Belveth matchup you were talking about. I think NBG and Kindred, they focus the Belveth here. I think they ruin the Belveth's day. Make sure you can't farm. Very weak early. Does have skirmish, but Kindred is very good at skirmishing herself and invading. So I want them to mess with the Kindred. They can use Prio of the Caitlyn, Karma of the Azir to invade and kill this Belveth. That's what I want to see from NBG. From the side of UCI, they have a very strong top laner in this Cassante. And if LeBlanc gets ahead, that's going to be their strength in this game.
Well, will it be a mirage for the LeBlanc? I mean, we're going to get the thoughts of Gordo and Noferino. Back to you guys on the analyst desk.
The Zynga.
Thank you very much, guys. We're back on the analyst desk to break down the draft, and oh boy, Goferino, we really got some champions that we don't get to see a lot of, and we got some farm-heavy junglers in this draft. The Belveth coming out for UCI, and the Kindred coming through for NBG.
Yeah, definitely a little bit memey since before we got into this, I was talking about how gank junglers are kind of the high priority on the meta right now. And we got 2 very farm-heavy junglers. Of course, they can both gank, but they are mostly looking for that farm. They are looking for that scaling here. And, oh, hello there, Runes. Let's just do a lane-by-lane breakdown.
Yeah, absolutely here. The Cassante into the Zac. I love the Zac top, taking a little page out of Moose Hater's textbook there over on Wildcard Gaming. He was playing that to some pretty good success over in the NACL. They were flexing that pick all over the place, and I think that it should have more priority across the board. I think it's really powerful here, and it's going to be really good to try to lock down certain targets like the Belveth, like the Varus, if they can pull out and actually get to that scaling point. Where I'm worried about, though, is that Azir, the LeBlanc into Azir matchup, LeBlanc is just going to be so advantaged there, and not a lot of support for the Azir going to come out of this Kindred.
Yeah, that also kind of brings up a point that, or a bit of an issue I have with this NBG comp. You have the Kindred, Azir, and Caitlyn. They're all pretty resource-intensive champions, and especially if you go slightly behind, you might not get the most mileage out of these champions. Of course, if it is, like, say, the lethality Caitlyn, then you're funneling more resources into the Kindred Azir. That's fine, and of course, also if you get ahead, or if you just reach to the late game anyways, that's fine as well. It's just a very delicate line to walk, and you are operating against this very pick-heavy / skirmish-heavy composition from UCI. I mean, you got Varus, Nautilus, 2 great champions for starting off a fight with whichever one of their ultimates you want to use here, Gordo. And then, of course, you got in the top lane that Cassante. You just go out, you pick someone out, you make that Twitter call out post, and you just 1v1 them.
Yeah, you absolutely do here. And, it's going to be up to NBG to try to win one of these lanes, and they're probably going to have to do it on their own. It's going to be tough to really, unless there's some creative kindred pathing involved, to really find a way to go and set these lanes ahead, just through matchup alone. And, or without getting influenced by the jungler from the other side, by Belveth. She's going to be coming around looking for those knockups, looking for a little bit better straight up gank potential. And the counter pick in mid lane is really where a lot of this turns. But if they can win really hard, either in mid despite the counter pick, or if they can just keep pushed up with Caitlyn Karma and avoid getting punished by the Belveth the whole way through, or if Zach can beat out a Cassante, then they have somewhere that can actually unleash themselves, go around, and enable the rest of the map.
But with that being said, we should be hopping into game here. So Lam and Krim should be taking it up from here.
All right, do it, Crims. I'm waiting. This is your intro,
Oh,
dude.
Wait, hold up. I was supposed to do it? I was just about to say, like, why is it Lom and Crims? Why is it not Crims and Lom? Why is his name first? But,
Always-
regardless of that, I'm going to now steer this into the intro here. It's Lom and Crims here. We're going to be casting this. Even I did it. What's wrong with me?
It's
As we
limbs.
have a blue side invade going down in this bot lane. They want this prio control against the Caitlyn Karma. Makes a lot of sense. Caitlyn Karma, if they get to the lane first, it's pretty much over for that prio. So they're going to go ahead, roam in, try to catch someone, ward it up. Meanwhile, it looks like for the side of NBG, they're just going to be sitting in a bush, Lamb.
Twitch say the best. Sneaky, sneaky. But nothing gonna happen. No Twitch in this game. Pretty sad. But the win conditions for both of these teams is certainly an interesting aspect because across the board here, Crims, we got interesting matchups, as I just said. In that top lane, especially Cassante against Zac. Not your traditional top lane colossal matchup that we're used to seeing, but I feel like we're going to see some sparks flying up there. When Kindred and Belveth are introduced up into that top lane, Cassante is looking to accelerate. And even when behind, this champion is just so broken. Like, it goes to the point that this is pick or ban. And the fact they made it through the banning phase, I'm pretty surprised.
Yeah, both of these champions are doing really well in solo queue and competitive, especially Cassante we see here. The Demonic Embrace item is so strong for Zac and all champions similar to him. So it's just to see how that's going to work against the Cassante. Hook landing at level 1 already.
Chaos Fury, Ignite dropped. Look at Hina just peeling back. A staggering blow onto the Karma. Is that Mantra Q does land and it negates any more engage, but you can already see UCI sending a message in that bot lane.
And that's going to completely turn around this bot lane. Oh, sending an early back. Well, they have the wave pushing towards them, so it's not the worst situation. But Lamb, that's not how that lane's supposed to go. That's supposed to be Karma and Caitlyn dominated. And now it looks like UCI just gained themselves a free advantage. It wasn't supposed to happen this way.
And what do you know? Not supposed to happen from predictions. That would never be like us to be on the desk when that happens. But we'll see when Caitlyn comes back. Going to be behind astronomically now against the Virus. That's a really well played actually from the UCI bot lane duo. He forced the back from Chaos Fury. Now going to be stuck underneath that turret as that wave will crash eventually. Now Belveth hovering, maybe looking to get something else. No, it looks like rotating round to get that crab there. And Kindred is in the vicinity too, but they're getting the wraparound first. They know the jungler's got to be down here.
Oh, they're just right over the wall. The scanner senses them. The flash over.
Flash! Staggering blow. McTavish. Oh, he gets pulled back again. First blood over to the Varus. Mr. Doc gets it.
Lamb, that was something I prescribed for NBG, but UCI
Oh,
pull it off. Wait, Debonair.
distortion, hold on. Oh, he's burning. Solo kill Debonair in the mid lane.
That was perfectly calculated. The autos as well. Lost in Echoes. It was not playing safe enough under turret. That's going to be a huge loss. The minions forced to burn the TP, EXP, and gold down against the LeBlanc. Again, something else that I didn't think was supposed to happen here. Didn't respect the power of LB. Debonair picking up that 1-0. And now Two lanes that were supposed to be going a little bit differently, now heavily favored in UCI. They completely turned around what I thought the way this game was going to be played. And not only that, Lamb, they get the invade, something that I wanted for Spitzy Vert instead. Glorious gets that as well. It's just gone all upside down. We're in Australia.
Australia, g'day, mate. That's not a knife. This is a knife. That's not an
Oh,
Azir.
boy.
That's a LeBlanc. And that's not even Australian. That's probably in more of the French territory. Oh, Hina. Always looking to make those plays. Hex Flash now available for the Nautilus. And you can see how much of a threat this Nautilus is. If Caitlyn or Karma walks up here, then there's a risk of them dying. But that Belveth is going to complete the back there. So no threat of dying as Stretch and Strikes goes down. And just the grass prop going to be for a silent Nomad in the
Hook's
top
gonna
lane.
land.
Well, Hina still wants it. Will
Mr.
get
Not
rooted
ready.
up. Gets the shield back up. Takes infinite damage. Actually doesn't stand
Yeah,
on
wow.
that trap. Interesting that didn't connect. I believe Chaos Fury just put that trap in front of the Nautilus. That's why it didn't go off there.
A little bit of miscommunication, both sides there. Bit of a blunder. Certainly could have killed Hina as well. And it's looking like another kill setup here. Oh, I thought the anchor was gonna
So
land. I thought the
enticing.
toss was gonna happen. But they were put in such a terrible position. The wave pushing away from them. And they are weaker at the moment. Debonair, second kill, 6th level 4.
Yeah, Mimic Ethereal Chains go out and doesn't have enough cooldown reduction yet to get another Distortion out, so the Azir will live for now as Kindred is hovering. Actually just got away, Debonair just got away from that Kindred.
McTavish,
Ignite
dodge.
going to be dropped, misses the hook right there. McTavish walking forward, going to root up Mr. Dot, that's going to be traded over, but the kill goes to the Karma, still looking for Hina. There goes the sweeper. He find out where he is. If he's in the brush, he's not camouflaged because we're going to see him right here.
Okay,
Oh,
kill.
McTavish got to get the flash out of there. Chaos
Exhaust.
Fury 1v1. No, Hina wins it. But Karma cleans up that mess in the bot lane.
Oh, Chaos. Thought the kill was guaranteed. Played overly aggressive. And then McTavish is forced to peel away. And they give over a kill. Caitlyn didn't pick up a single kill there. And they
Oh.
won that 2v2. That is a shame. I thought that's a little bit more how the lane was supposed to be. As Gino looking for some action here. Trying to get this wave in. So
He's
no
cutting
bad. Doing
down the
everything to
Zag.
stop it.
He gets the ultimate out with the Zag. That's a win. No mana onto the K'Sante, but he's trying to stop
Wait,
this wave
it's
from
frozen.
freezing. Yeah, that's going to be really bad for K'Sante coming back, and a Silent Nomad can hold it here if he can cancel the back as well. Yes, he can. Stretching strikes. Gino desperately trying to get this on frozen. He has achieved that. It'll be a slow push now, but Gino might have given over his life for this. Elastic
Stretching strike.
slingshots on a cooldown. It
Oh.
doesn't matter. Flash kill in the top lane. A Silent Nomad living rent free up there.
A silent nomad stealthily takes that kill. No one on the map saw it happen. Gino falls to the Zac counter pick. Do we have some new technology unlocked here? It's looking like it. Spitzy, this is a bit dangerous. But now Hina, outnumbered. I don't see a jungler in sight. They could go for this.
Well, they do connect on a Mr. Dot. That Karma, again, going to be very annoying to deal with. She can't throw out those mantra and power Qs every time it's up there. It's not really anything too problematic for her. And again, that's how that lane is supposed to go, but it's not going that way. As we see a duel in the top lane, Gino, this is what we're talking about with the K'Sante. Cell Division passive, I believe, is still available for the Zac. He uses Elastic Slingshot to get out of there.
Flash.
Belveth coming in.
Oh,
No
nice dodge.
flash onto the Zac. He'll get the stretch and strikes back in. He doesn't have the ultimate either, and they will pop him up there. Cell Division. It's a matter of time, and who's going to collect the kill here? Will he
Oh, we're
get
gonna
it? It
bot
takes
lane.
a long time, but K'Sante gets it. We see action in the bot lane now. Mr. Dot peeling away, and Hina just fearless on Nautilus.
Oh, another kill in mid lane.
What happened there?
Sinking the 2-0. Man, he is hitting all net right now in the mid lane, making it look classy as well. And, you know, Lost in Echoes looking fairly lost in this mid lane right now. This is a massive lead by the LeBlanc as a bot lane trade is going
Mr.
down.
Dot's
Do they have
running
it?
ace, no. Oh, Hina. Oh, MVP. That's what you want out of your support right there. Body blocks the ace in the hole, and Mr. Dot will live with a dot of health.
He definitely pulled off the Mr. President dive right there. That's the best you could do in League of Legends. Man, there's so much action. I can't even sing the praises of one lane before another thing happens here. We're going to have to pick up the pace on the desk.
That's right. I mean, the pace is always good, and we're going to see Belveth under pressure from a silent Nomad. Kills Glorious for ganking up there. Learn your lesson. Kindred comes across the wall, dance of arrows, and Gino will not engage that one as that jungle now belongs to the NBG jungler.
Oh, Debonair just absolutely taking over the mid
These
lane.
chains, locking him
Aggression
up. He may
coming
as well be
out.
Silas now. He's just throwing these chains out and connecting them every single time. Fog of War. Look at this. Goated producer right there. Good distortion to get away from a silent Nomad who looks like a menace, Crims.
Silent Nomad is looking beastly right now. Taking out the jungler. Solo kill on the top side. Making a gank in mid lane. I don't think Zach ever gets the gank against LeBlanc, so that one's just for show. However, Silent Nomad coming quite the force on the top side here. And I'm believing in the Zach top versus Cassante. It has % health damage and is quite tanky in the skirmish as well. Interested to see what else Silent Nomad can pull up here as this game plays out. Bot lane, though, look at this on the map. This dragon, the setup, it's happening. The action's on the top side right now, but there's going to be a lot more in the bottom side coming soon.
Yeah, Spizzy Vert just on jungling duty right now, and they're going to go back onto the
Debonair found a
Azir. He's going to be
catch.
locked up, doesn't even get the shifting sands, get above and beyond, and he gets Endless Banquet from Glorious. Picks up the kill, this time set up perfectly from Debonair.
No, they have full control of this side now. They're invading the jungle, and Spitzy Vert has to escape through the back end, and now completely securing this dragon. This is going extremely well for UCI now, minus the top side. I think everything on the map, though, quite worth it. Oh, this is an all-in. Silent Nomad doesn't have the passive.
Gino, he's
Wait.
tanking the turret. One
Wait, the
too
dodge?
many!
Okay, that was just complete outplay. So how many Qs has Silent Nomad dodged at this point? And he's not even on a super mobile champion. He's just walking around on the goo man here. Chaos, you're about to get dove, my friend. He's going to go ahead and going to have to abandon all that gold. And 80 carries worst fear is abandoning gold. Blam. And they just have to cry as this travesty is being secured upon them.
Skelly, Debonair has to get out of there. Gets away from the Emperor's Divide, but followed up by Spizzy Vert. Depth charge goes
turning
down
it.
onto the jungler, following up. Gloria's going to go down, but going to get the Lamb's Respite to stay alive. Change of Corruption. Connects, is going to root them up right now, and there's that attack speed buffer from the Virus right now. Secures the kill onto the jungler. McTavish, Burning Nation. Oh! Makes it like a needle and thread right through there to secure the kill on Tahina.
Yeah, bending it like Beckham there.
Mr.
Mr.
Dot!
Dot! Wait! Oh, one more
Concrete
hit.
Sands, he
Two.
flushes forward, the GB still gets it, might pay with his life. Yeah, distortion, oh, it's on the money. Debonair 4-0 with the double kill.
Chaos has flash. Could go for an opportunity here. Debonair would be a nice
Do
chunk
it,
of change.
do it, oh, he gets interrupted. Gloria is fully stacked, oh, it's the Belveth show.
Had money bags in his eyes, went for it, and unfortunately gets punished. But you could see it as clear as day. Chaos wanted that gold, wants to get ahead of Mr. Dot as much as possible. And man, this is an absolute bloodbath, unfortunately, for Nightblood Gaming. They are the ones who are bleeding at this moment.
2,800 goal lead for UCI in this week 3. Best of 3. Remember, this is game 1. Potentially another 2 to come. And so far, this action, I'm not complaining. 17 kills in 12.5 minutes. Is Mr. Dot looking to make it 18? Actually goes wayward there. Spizzy Vert peels it back, and McTavish going to be the next focus
Chaos.
of the attention. Mr. Dot secures the kill with the piercing arrow, and over comes Chaos Fury. Trying to get one back. Staggering blows will delay the engage for now, but he's going to get rooted up. Oh, that's a lot of damage, and the depth charge was not enough to keep Nautilus alive. That's a double. That's Chaos Fury. But this is Belveth looking for a little bit more. That Banquet just looking hungry. Glorious counters that double in the bot side. I believe there was another kill there, Crims.
Oh, I did not see. But it looks like that 3v2 does go. I think NBG actually outplayed that situation. They're going to take that. Debonair, though, 5-0-2. This is the person we got to look to. So far, doing a great job taking over the game, pressuring Lost and Echoes as well, keeping the farm down. And this is a 1-level lead. But look at the item difference here. Has 10 stacks on the Dark Seal. Has the Mythic already. And man, if Caddy could do us a favor and show us the gold difference, I think it's going to be pretty disgusting. Oh, that
built
is
different.
insane.
It's
Yeah.
built different. That's exactly what it is. Oh my goodness. But we're still early on in this game. Let's be honest with us. Anything can happen here. The kills are close, but the gold not so much, as we are awaiting the next objective control. I mean, they don't even need objectives in this game, Crims, to want a fight. They just want a fight wherever they go, wherever they can try and get a man advantage, and it looks like they're heading to the top side of the map right now.
Are they going for Gino? So far, the weakest link, I have to be honest. And if you sense weakness, Lamb, that's where you have to go. You have to go for that jugular because the rest of the body is quite strong for UCI right now. Spitzyvert very much lacking in the kindred stacks. Needs to start getting. So far, Glorious.
Oh, Glorious in trouble. Connects onto that. Okay.
Oh, that's a flash.
Managed to get away. That's very clutch to actually get away from that one, but they're getting pinched here.
Wait,
Hina
Mr. Dot says, let's fight.
takes a little bit damage. Mr. Dot following up as Silent Nomad runs away. Still taking damage there. Depth charge eventually lands. There goes the dredge line as well. Lamb's Respect has to come out to keep the team alive, especially the Kindred. Hina in there as well. That's why the Nautilus doesn't fall. Who's going to be the first one to fall in this one? It's going to be the Nautilus. Emperor's Divine Sense too, but in the face of Chaos Fury, he's still peeling back. Oh, he still lives there as Azir returns the kill, but look at the Belvet. Oh, my double kill for Glorious. What a performance in LeBlanc. Debonair is just styling out there. 7 kills to the good.
All right, that was almost an even fight, Lamb. Almost an even fight. Debonair clinches it in the end. And yeah, UCI, they're looking really strong. Lamb, there might be a reason this team is 2-0 right now as they're looking to secure their 3rd win. And this might just be our strongest team in this group here. A top contender, you might say.
Well, do you know what sounds better than 2-0, Crims? 3-0. 3-0 sounds better than 2-0. And they're certainly on their way to make that happen. That gold lead goes up by another 2,000, 5,000 is that gap right now as they're accelerating a little bit further beyond. So now that that snowball is running, see Debonair. Oh my God, the damage. Welcome to the Debonair show. Doesn't even get rooted up by the Zac, but the team are collapsing. We'll see McTavish on that pink ward. Where's the cooldowns?
All right, they're warding this up. Debonair is surrounded. Can you get out? The rest of the team following in tow.
They're turning. They're turning. They want a little bit more. Above and beyond. Lands on 2. Speezy Vert gets deleted. No Lamb's Respect this time is going to help him out. His depth charge. Oh, that's so clutch from Gino. Pushes him in to the depth charge. Knocks up 2. And Varus knocks him out of the park. Is Zac trying to run away? And Debonair, you better believe, is going for this kill right now. And that will exactly happen. The LeBlanc polishes that off. Is there now sieging on that 2nd tier in the bot lane?
This game is looking all but over right now. UCI full control of the map, full control of this gold lead. And in 3 minutes time, there's going to be an objective that's going to end this game for good here, Lamb. They're going to take this 2nd dragon, and I suspect 3 minutes, there's going to be a Baron on the dot. And that's where UCI is going to be looking to just fully close out this game. Nightblood Gaming, they're on the back foot. They don't have the gold where they want it right now. And it's going to be tough for them to vie for the win in game number 1 here. So they either go for the mental reset or they just try their darn best to get a pick right before this next objective. They have some time to work with, but it ain't much, Lamb.
It ain't much, but it's honest work. Baron on the dot. Could be on Mr. Dot. We'll see how that one transpires. That's pretty poor, Crims. I'll be honest. Even I think that's pretty poor for the collaboration there. But we'll go with it.
I already said on the dot. So you kind of just stole what I said.
On the Mr. Dot.
And then revealed what...
You missed the window.
I didn't... I mean, okay. All right.
Missed the window, just like Caitlyn and Karma in this game. Ooh, throwing shade. Ooh.
Yeah, man, that is... I guess that is a wham for you, but it is
wham, yeah, wham, bam.
That's a wham
Thank you,
right there. Yeah, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Debonair gonna be clearing up this top side. Man, Lamby, that is actually uncalled for.
Look, it's usually you that's throwing shots. I thought I'd maybe throw myself out there. You know, you done the intro. We're doing a reverse sweep ourselves on the desk tonight.
I mean, but when you play the nice guy and you're throwing one of those, that's a knockout punch right there. Everyone expects me to do it.
All I got is love. All I got is love.
No,
Whether they believe that or
apparently
not.
not. Yeah, exactly.
And what did we call Baron the other day? You said it was a big shrimp,
Oh,
big
it's a
purple
shrimp. Yeah, well, you know, there's like somehow seafood was brought up. So yeah, it was a shrimp.
I think it was something to do with the
All right.
river and yeah, a collaboration. Like it was pretty. Again, it's pretty poor. But anyway, that Baron is less than a minute away as they look to pick off McTavish. Gets away for now. Is that Wolf Frenzy comes out and Spizzy Vert going ahead. They don't see Glorious in the fog of
Oh,
war,
just
and there goes the
face
dredge line.
taking
There
the
goes the
anchor.
jungler. Oh, and there goes the jungler of UCI just taking over the team fight. A silent nomad going back onto the Nautilus. If you're going to collect somebody, it may as well be the support. He flashes away above and beyond, interrupts some, and the support will live for now. Lost in Echoes gets it conquering sands across the wall. Oh, hashtag F. Rest in peace, Hina. You tried to survive. It just didn't work out, but they're sieging in that mid lane now.
Oh, they're really going for it here. Debonair trying to get the pressure
it's
down.
just-
Gets the
oh,
deletion.
LeBlanc.
Wow, yeah, Debonair is absolutely deadly on this
25
champion
stacks.
here.
Oh, Lost in Echoes in trouble. Double kill for Debonair. And this one also gets the last hit onto the turret. That could be potential triple there. Glorious trying to set it up. Is Virus, I believe. Yeah, he's on that top lane right now. They've got them split up. They're trying to break open this base and make it impossible for NBG to reply here.
Oh, Mr. Dot, unwanted turret shots, but it
Oh,
doesn't
Silent Nomad,
matter.
he gets deleted. The cell division is up for him though. That might be enough to save his life. No, Glorious is here. Forget that. Lamb's Respite goes down to keep the Zac alive. Does get resurged back up. Resurrected. Pearson arrow on the money. Timed perfectly from Mr. Dot.
They pick that up right at the back end. Yeah, this game is over, Lamb. It looks like UCI have cinched a very strong victory. They're looking dominant. And I think Nightblood Gaming, they're going to have to take this one. They're going to have to really rethink what happened with that bot lane. I mean, that was supposed to be a winning lane. Now look at this. Mr. Dot 6, 4, and 7. 3 items up on the 1.5 Caitlyn. No shot at coming back in team fights in this game here. All right, I guess it wasn't on the Dot. I lied. They had to take care of the base a little bit first. 1 minute later, though, they have secured themselves a bear.
Yeah, that big shrimp gonna go. That big purple shrimp gonna go.
I mean, what would you classify it as?
I don't know.
mean,
I don't know.
I think it's closest to a shrimp. I feel like it would taste like shrimp.
I mean, let's ask UCI because they're the ones that just feasted right now, especially Glorious. That Belveth has just been taken over, but what a performance right now from Debonair. Still deathless, 25 stacks on the Medjais, and now they got that Baron power play up there in the top side. They're looking to potentially end this game right here, right now. With that Dragon, 20 seconds away, Kindred looking to secure that, but the base is going to be under heavy siege here.
Voidland's coming in from the Manta Ray. And they're just coming in, dominating. Nothing could stop this. And there's only one lonely tower left. Lost Echo's going to go for a Hail Mary, maybe.
Shurima's Legacy goes up to delay that one. Okay, that's a good kill actually from Debonair. Gets Karma out there. 5v4. Activate a Silent Nomad. Cell Division already procced. He'll get back to the fountain. Is Lost in Echoes. Has to shift in sands away from danger. Leaves the turrets to the fate of UCI. Emperor's Divide comes out, but Varys secures the kill onto the Shurima King. And the Kings of Game 1 will be UCI as they secure that very heavily one-sided victory.
And Irvine steamroll of victory here, Lamb. That was devastating. And Debonair looking like this is the talk of the town right now. That LeBlanc into that Azir looked absolutely beautiful. Secured the early kill and under turret as well. And that is just absolute domination. Perfect play. And not to mention, you were talking about him, Hina-chan. That was excellent play, level 1 to win that lane that in my opinion, not supposed to go that way at all. The prio 100% should be in the Caitlyn lane. And now that just threw everything that NBG tried to set up in the draft completely under and toppled it upside down.
It's unfortunate. I mean, you have a draft that is to answer for certain things that happened there. And it was more of a reaction than a happening. Uh, Certainly in that boss side. I mean, it was so ferocious the way that, Hina just let fly that anchor every single time, not even thinking about it, just making it happen for the team. And Belveth, of course, gets on that hype train. The LeBlanc solo kills onto the Azir. I mean, look, Crims, I'm not a color, but I did kind of say that the LeBlanc is favorable in that matchup. I don't know, dude.
Well,
Maybe
I
maybe looking
mean,
for your job, dude.
like LeBlanc can win in the all-ins, but I think Azir could play the wave better. Looks like that didn't happen. So whatever, you get your wham this time, but maybe next time, game number two, you get your bam, and
We're gonna
all
start doing this
things
for
even
Wham, dude.
out.
Like
The
Wham.
the karma, you're gonna get your karma, Lamb. All right, you're gonna get your karma.
Karma's
Common L
already
Lamb
picked.
is gonna be here sometime soon. I know it's coming.
Well, if that is the case, then we will certainly see it. Now, I do believe we are gonna throw it on back to the analyst desk, for Gordo and Gofrino to get their thoughts on that game one, as it was an absolute banger. Over to you guys on the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Lam. And that was a banger of a game one there. An absolute slam by UCI JV, I must say there, Gopher, and really breaking out across all the lanes. It was looking a little bit neck and neck there at the beginning. Some solo kills and 2v2 kills going back and forth. But at the end of the day, UCI just run away with it.
And it really just started off with those early 2 kills. We saw about 3.5 minutes in. There's that solo kill in the mid lane, and then there was also that great jungle invade in the bot lane. You get a kill on the Varus, you get a kill on the LeBlanc. The LeBlanc's able to snowball. You've pettered out any momentum that the Caitlyn Karma lane might have with dictating where the wave might be. That really just set up UCI for success in this game, I feel, Gordo.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to call some attention over to the mid lane, especially. There was a bit of a gap there going on. LeBlanc
Yeah.
getting a lot of solo kills, one versus one up against the Azir, but you can't put all of that on Lost in Echoes either. I mean, it's a counter pick matchup. The LeBlanc very effective up against the Azir, really does have that solo kill pressure, and the selection of the Kindred in the jungle, you just don't have a lot of opportunities to support that Azir in that matchup, especially pre-level 6. What, you're gonna dance of arrows right into LeBlanc's face? She's just gonna kill you too. So really ends up being a bit of a tough situation there. The Belveth, conversely, is able to participate in so many of these fights, so many of these skirmishes early on. Glorious gets some kill credit for himself, also gets the ability to eat up all that Void Coral and keep the stacks going.
Mm-hmm. And we should have a replay here popping up in just a second, assuming that our teams are ready. Oh, hello there. This is going to take us to about 11 minutes in the game. Team's already going a little bit south, but it just gets extra south here. You get a lot of damage on that turret. You're trying to pick off this LeBlanc, but the thing is, Debonair, kind of pretty slippery. There is the depth charge. You can't really dodge that. You get jumped on. Sure, you have the Lamb's Respite, but you're not able to finish off this Belveth here. And Gloria just able to get that reset. Yeah, the rest of your teammates just kind of doing damage on the back line here. Yes, Chaos Fury? Chaos Fury?
I think it's
Forgot.
Chaos Fury, but a great call there to try to focus on the LeBlanc and see what you can get. And they do get a fair bit back here. Good flash forward from Lost in Echoes just to make sure he can get himself some gold somehow. But Debonair, still very fed on this LeBlanc, still
No,
with a
no.
3-level advantage, can just clean it up there pretty
The
easily. And then
flash
Chaos
headshot.
Fury, he wants that shutdown, man. He wants that shutdown more than anything, and ends up giving his life back up to Glorious for it here.
Yeah. Because if we were able to get that shut down, that would have been so worth it, that 1-for-1, but you don't get it. The flash headshot just not enough with how far this LeBlanc had snowballed. Turns out those extra levels giving you a bit of extra health and armor matters quite a bit there when it comes to flash headshots. But that aside, it kind of was the Debonair show.
Yeah, no. And on the Caitlyn especially, if you can get that shutdown gold, skyrocket yourself to an item ahead. Use that to win some 2v2s, some 3v3s, and really have the chance to kind of pull yourself back into this one. I do want to shout out my boy Silent Nomad on the Zac in the top lane. I say the pick worked here, man. There's a lot of complaining about how OP Cassante is, both here and on the caster desk. And you know what? The Zach performs fairly well into it, finds some great opportunities to win out on some fights, to pick up some kills. Just kind of has to be that enabler sort of champion, though, at a certain point, and has nobody left to enable. As the bot side really does end up crumbling as soon as they end up losing that mid. They lose some dragon fights. Belveth is super accelerated, and there's not too much left for Zach to do at that point.
Yeah, and I feel like that does kind of bring us back to the point I brought up in Champion Select, where the NBG comp was kind of really resource intensive with 3 high gold demanding carries. And they definitely felt it.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we got another clip here to kind of show how that game transpired later on into the game. If we want to bring that one on in, see here. This is a fight up towards the top side of the map. They do kind of get the engage onto Glorious here. They find an opportunity for Silent Nomad to lead the charge, but blast cones are balanced. Blast cones get you out of dodge pretty easily, and then the lockdown from Mr. Dot is here just to set up and give an angle for Debonair and Gino to come in and close the gap. A nice ultimate from Hina-chan as well to get everybody knocked on up, and then the Kindred ult at this point just kind of delays the inevitable. A nice heads-up play by Gino to try to push Silent Nomad out of the Lamb's Respite. Doesn't really work out, but you like that he's looking for it in the first place, and then Glorious is able to come through and clean up the rest of this at that point.
Yeah, like, these carries for NBG, we kind of see there. Yeah. They just weren't doing enough damage there. Because we kind of saw in the later fights, especially when Chaos was free firing, Chaos was not doing too much damage as that Caitlyn. Same did kind of apply for the Azir and Kindred as well.
Yeah, absolutely here. And you can just see, the Belveth, especially with the ability to get so much damage reduction going and to kind of reset yourself over and over again once you start getting those kills. It's very Viego-esque, right? You really kind of, once you get that first kill, it becomes very, very tough to really be able to turn it back around and shut down that jungler once she's so far ahead. So many snowball-y picks on the UCI squad up against so many picks that are so resource intensive and really want to be propelled ahead and scale up on NBG's side means that it really does end up being a stomp for UCI once they swing that in their favor just far enough.
Yeah, and I'm hoping for next game here. I mean, NBG, they did show some promise in the early game, even though they did take that hard L around the 3.5-minute mark. They were able to get some 2v2s in the bot lane in their favor. There was that 2-for-1, and I just kind of want to see some comp tweaks here for NBG. You can have a resource-intensive comp potentially, but I feel like maybe if you do that, maybe have a slightly more proactive jungler so you can deal with some of these lanes that might be having a bit of issue with the all-ins just happening 24/7.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Goferino. And Spizzy, we know you're the Master Yi guy. You're a big farming jungler. You want to be able to scale up and carry later on. But I see those Wukong games in your match history. And if you're going to be going for the Caitlyn bot lanes, if you're going to be going for the Azir blind pick, you need to be able to support those picks and get yourself into a position where they're going to be able to get into the position they need to be. If you want to snowball through that bottom lane, you need to be there to threaten the dives and to pick up the turret plates, and you need to be there to defend your Azir when the push comes to shove. We'll see if they're able to do that when we get into the second draft. We're going to throw it to a quick break here while we get everybody into the lobby. We'll be back before too long.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Straight to the draft, straight to business. Krems, what do we want to see taken away? Because I got a sneaky feeling there's a certain champion in the mid lane, and maybe there's a certain champion in that bot side that you don't want to give over here.
Well, they definitely could have banned the LeBlanc. Now, I know Zoe's not a good matchup for Azir, but maybe you let the Kassadin through. I know everyone doesn't want to let Kassadin through. I know everyone's afraid of this champion, deathly ill, but I think maybe the game could have potentially gone better on the Kassadin. We'll see. I do think they should change up bot lane. Maybe play something that's a little more aggressive in lane. Maybe not that comfortable on a Caitlyn Karma lane. We'll see if they run it back. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, Lamb, but I think this is same sides for the team. So we're going to be having UCI on the same old blue and NBG on the same old red. So they're running back the sides here, Lamb, and maybe they're going to be running back this draft.
Same old sides, same old Lamb and Crims, and same old bands, actually. Yeah, there's that LeBlanc taken away, dude. They fear it too much. You can see just the prowess individually speaking, that the skill that was in that mid lane, that it was just debonair, just phenomenal on that champion. You have to take it away, force him on something else that's maybe gonna be a little bit more tricky. And you see that control mage and the Syndra is gonna be taken away. Usually that's used as a good round off in a composition, so that's a really good takeaway. And the Fiora taken away, but Cassante still on the board. Didn't have a great game last game, but that can always turn around in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, find a better pick, ban something that you didn't want to play against, like that Zach. I do want to point out that Debonair is one of the GMs on this
general
list
managers.
Right now. Yeah, general managers. So is just general manager outperforming to this level, to this degree, is insane. Wow, what do you know? Cassante, blind pick, no, and the only counter they've banned is the Gnar and the Fiora. Do we get the Zach run back? And
Poppy.
oh wow, completely changing it up. They are saying we want a totally different draft now from the side of NBG. They have the Ashe. We're going to see where it's going to end up later in the draft. Poppy, though, I think they're going to plan this as their Cassante counter. I don't think this is jungle Poppy. Not the best in the jungle right now, but certainly can hold at bay the Cassante. Now, we have the option, UCI. Are you going to just go with that Varus? Because Ashe Varus is very strong. Do you pick it up yourselves? You do go hyperscale?
Is it gonna be
down on the wire here? All right,
there it
hyperscale
goes.
it is. Okay, they're gonna be giving up the Varus. So Ashe support Varus 80 carry is on the table. Very strong pick, and certainly can take over the bot lane. Manhandle the Zeri Lulu in that bot side. Get the prio. Didn't happen last time, even though they had a prio lane. So maybe they stick with something else here. But Zeri Lulu, that hyper carry,
Oh
we
yeah,
see it.
give me it, give me it.
Oh, you like?
Give me that Infinity Edge cloak build, baby. Yeah, let's lock in the gen. You know what that's all about.
Okay.
Well, that obviously confirms that this is going to be Ashe. ARAM Ashe in the support role, man. I'm ready for it. Give me that mandate. Give me the ultimate CDR cooldown for that ultimate enchanted crystal arrow every 35 seconds. Probably less than 35 seconds, honestly. I'm not really sure of the numbers. But the Zeri Lulu going to be locked in here, Crims.
Now, this Ashe Jhin, if you like this combo, then you probably like pick comps, because that's what these do. Extremely long range CC for getting those deadly kills at range. Rise Kassadin, they're out of here. I wouldn't recommend banning both, but you know what they said? We don't want any of these Rod of Age mid laners. Get them out of here.
4 mid
Not
bans.
feeling it.
4.
Well, Debonair was seen to be a threat.
Respected now.
Lamb, do you think 4 bans can keep this mid laner at bay?
I'm not sure. I mean, as soon as you see someone who plays LeBlanc like that, you know, you've still got other individual assassins on the board.
There's
You know,
also Zoe.
Akali. Yeah, Zoe is another one. The portal will jump
Oh, wait,
if,
hold up. Wait, they
wait a
just
minute.
they took Varus anyway. This is a Varus mid lane, but blind pick? Why wouldn't you save this for last? You're just revealing your hand. They can counter it now. This is I'm flabbergasted about this.
Just
draft.
kind of pausing because, yeah, well,
Why wouldn't you
Jhin-
just R5 this? Why is this R4? I'm very confused. Pick your
Confidence?
top or jungler. I don't know. We'll see. I guess they really care about this last counter pick matchup here. Trundle. Okay, so they're baiting me as the TF's going to be the
TF.
counter.
Oh,
Debonair. Wow, this
man.
is an interesting matchup. Look, Lamb, TF doesn't have a lot of mobility. Now he has an ability where he has
What do you mean? He
insane
can fly
mobility.
across the map?
Hold
What
up,
do you
hold up.
mean?
He has a 0.1 second move anywhere on the map. That's not a lot of mobility. But what I'm seeing is what you would call a shooting gallery. Because there's Varus, there's Jin, there's Ashe. That's a lot of single target long range CC that this man is gonna have to be dodging. This is like what's it called, a hell shooter? It's just gonna be This is going to be absolute insane dodging mechanics that are going to be coming out from this mid laner.
Well, this is like John Wayne against the world right now. I mean, Clint Eastwood is probably more
Bullet hell.
regular for the viewer. Yeah,
Bullet
yeah.
hell.
Tell him again. Say it again. Tell him. Vi. Okay, we're only missing Jinx. Why wouldn't you pick Jinx to sync up with the Vi here? It's obvious why they don't, because Ashe, very good from long range. Jin, again, can set up. Actually, Jin and Ashe is such a really good pairing. Like the fact that you can follow anything up with that deadly flourish, set it up for the potential Vi, and that confirms that Poppy will go to that top lane, which we want to see. We want to see Poppy knock the K'Sante into the wall, teach him a lesson. Don't knock people around up there, because Poppy's been doing it since day one. K'Sante's just new to the scene, and of course, broken as hell. But TF is going to be a big factor in this one. If you get yellow carded in this game, followed up with a Makai, plus the Zeri, really this is like a platform for that AD carry to just blast off.
I have a bit of a worry for UCI on this comp here. Now,
I will listen
Maokai,
to your
by all
concern.
rights, is overpowered. Completely overpowered. And they're probably going to be going full AP. But I still think with the full AP Maokai, that this is kind of a low damage comp. There's going to be a lot of that slack that's going to be picked up from Mr. Dot here. So I think that the fact that they have such a good lockdown from the side of NBG, that puts a little bit of worry in my voice for UCI here. I think Mr. Dot might be having a hard time. There's so many ways to die. Cleanse for sure will be picked up here. And once Zeri's dead, there's not a lot to pick up that team fight finishing damage on the rest of the team.
Hey, Crims, you forgot about K'Sante. He can do it all. He doesn't need a team.
But
he
he
can
has
just do it all.
If he can't kill 5 of them, maybe he could kill 3. I'll give you 3.
You give me 3. All right, those are good odds for any man. I'll take those 3. But I like it. I like the fact
Imagine
that
he gets a pentakill. If he gets a pentakill, oh no! If he gets
we're not gonna let you forget about it, my friend. If he gets a pentakill, I'll put money on it right now. In fact, I've got some channel points. I'll throw in that.
All right, let's get that. Let's get the channel points.
Yep,
all right.
Let's get
All
that.
right. If he gets a pentakill, I'll call you Wham for the rest of the cast. But if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna be calling you Bam.
It's a good trade-off. It's a good trade-off. Consonants are, yeah, it's don't really. Okay, we'll move. Can you move on with it? The single target. I really liked how you highlighted that already. The fact that they can get onto this area. Now, we kind of focused on the lockdown potential of this team, but look at the ultimates across the board. Change the corruption. You got the curtain call. You got the cease and desist. You got a lot of artillery coming in once that lockdown has been achieved. Now, the benefit that Zeri has in this game, which I think is kind of just flew under the radar, is Lulu. Right, Lulu is a champion that can certainly help the Zeri extend the team fight, try and get out of there, but the summoner is going to be also important, Crims. That flash and potential cleanse that might come through for the AD carry, you can't just get that off the cooldown unless you're threatened. And with this Ashe, the Imperial Mandate, the ARAM build, you're going to be under fire pretty constantly in this game.
All right, Lamb. I think Gofrino is probably itching to talk about this. Maybe venting might be more correct. I'm going to go ahead and send it over there, and you guys can hear what they have to say about this draft.
Welcome back, everybody. What's going on with the Varus mid here, Gopher? You know, I share a lot of the questions that Crims had to ask there. Why R4? Why blind? It's so, I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned about this triple marksman comp coming through here from the side of the red team.
Yeah, blind picking Varus been a little sussy, but I think it works out against the TF if you are going the AP Varus build, because then you just have like stupid dummy burst, and you bring some magic damage that your team comp does kind of need here. Because if you're just able to threaten to kill the TF from a screen and a half away with those Chains of Corruptions, Gordo, about every minute and a half, that's pretty good in.
Fair enough. A good suggestion there. It was an unfortunate mid lane matchup there for the side of Lost and Echoes in game number 1 this time around. Maybe has a little bit of an advantage in the 1 versus 1, at least as this Varus, assuming he can keep his distance and scale up and get to the point where he is able to go for those kind of one-shot plays. And how about this bot lane matchup? You know, we end up seeing the Jhin Ashe, which is just kind of going up and up in popularity. We talked about the Ashe's viability as a flex pick up against the Zeri Lulu, maybe some of the old hotness against some of the new hotness here, as Zeri gotten a little bit weaker in recent days, but is still going to be prioritized as this immense scaling power coming out of the bot lane for UCI.
And is gonna give them a bit of a late game trump card. I mean, this Zeri is going to be their late game here, Gordo, because usually when you see TF and 5v5 comp, it's much more so utility focused. You're picking them because you got the Destiny, you're able to go in, you got that point and click gold card, you're able to set up dives pretty easily, you're able to set up ganks pretty easily, yada yada yada. It's not so much the split push like I'm going to super solo carry TF build that you might see more so in solo queue. So that might be a bit of an issue, especially for this highly immobile bot lane here. From the side of NBG, I mean, Jhin Ashe, you don't really have too many dashes between you. Thankfully, there are no Nautilus hooks this time. That could be setting that up.
That's definitely true. There are some polymorphs coming in and things like that that could maybe disrupt you a little bit, but this top lane matchup as well, I got to give it over to our friend Crims on the casting desk again there. I really do think of Poppy as a jungler these days. I think that's where we've seen most Poppy picks worldwide so far this season have been in the jungle. I don't know if anybody's really played at top, at least in professional leagues. Not off the top of my head can I think of any. And this here, it gets picked as the Cassante counter. You know, he does have some dashes. He's got more than one, in fact. And can this stop Cassante ultimate? I'm actually not sure if Steadfast Presence will prevent that from going through.
I think Cassante is unstoppable.
That would make
That's
sense.
the all out. At least during the dash. Otherwise that would be a little bit Papega. If you can just put up the W and then you just kind of nullify the ult. It wouldn't be the first ultimate you can nullify with the basic ability. Not gonna lie. But it would be a little bit out of left field. I don't think we're gonna be seeing like too much kill threat in the top lane. Don't get me wrong. I think there is like at least a chance for solo kills here, but both these top laners probably gonna be looking to trade the Grass Giant procs off, get some decent trades. Maybe the jungler comes up and they set a dive, or they just look to hard farm and go for those teleports, look for those team fights.
Yeah, and also got to call out here that there's not a huge amount of dashes outside of the Cassante to interrupt here on Poppy. You can't stop twisting advance with it. My man goes underground. You can't stop it with the Steadfast Presence. And unless you catch a Zeri like way out of position, she's probably not going to be close enough there for you to interrupt her dashes. So really going to be relying A, on the nullification of the Cassante in lane, and B, on the ability to punt people out of the fight with the Keeper's Verdict to end up with a favorable kind of position here from the Poppy. You need to get your value elsewhere because this is not one of those compositions where you can just stand there, press W, and trust that you're going to have this huge amount of value.
And my biggest concern here is Cassante might be a little bit unkillable in late game team fights, but we'll have to see if that comes to reality.
And with that said, we are in game here, so we're going to throw it back over to Lamb and Crims. Take it away.
Gordo Goferino, thank you very much. Our analyst desk is pretty good.
Dang, I tried to steal that one. How did you
Nope.
get there so
Nope.
fast?
I'm already there. And look, you already wished for this 5-man in the bot brush, but where's the other team, Crims, NBG? They're not biting that fishing rod that was casted out there. So no bite's going to happen in the bot side. No shenanigans this early on. And really, this is like the final now, right? If UCI take this, they go 2-0, they go 3-0 for the season, and NBG will be on the negative aspect of that. They will go 1-2. So they have to try and go positive in this game in order to go positive in the season.
Yeah, UCI, they're racing for the top, and this will put them in a great position. And they may be the only ones standing with a perfect record as well. We'll have to see how the week plays out. That'll be interesting. But we were talking about this in the green room here, Lamb. We're thinking UCI looking like a top contender, potentially going to be a finalist in the whole tournament.
And going off of that game one, I mean, really, it's an aspect of what champions they can actually play. 4 mid bans coming through from NBG in this one, trying to get Debonair on a champion that is not so comfortable. But a Twisted Fate with Ultimate Spellbook as Lulu takes a heavy trade. McTavish as well. Again, Ultimate Spellbook on the Twisted Fate. That screams confidence to me, Crims.
It screams, reading books screams confidence to you. Okay, interesting.
Yes. What kind of, well, yeah, reading books. I don't.
All right. Well, Lamb just outed himself as a nerd-ish, kinda. So we have Spitzy Vert here on this Vi. I think you said you wanted, or someone did, said they wanted a more aggressive. I guess it was Gofrino, more aggressive jungler. And look at this, Spitzy Vert playing the Vi. We'll see if level 3 activates that potential there. I saw my Nomad had great time against the Cassante on the Zac pick, now using the Poppy. Interested to see how that's going to play. And I imagine Poppy probably wins. Not that hard, but wins early. And then Cassante is going to scale here. Glorious is going to be spotted out by the ward placed by Echoes there. So now they're going to know this pathing. I do wonder if Glorious is going to do the double Q, level 3 or level 2 into the level 3 Q. As Lost Echoes. Yeah, it has the heavy range advantage here, Lamb. So it's going to be time to cool for Debonair.
Oh, Deadly Flourish gets the cleanse out. Mr. Dot going low, and he'll get out of there. Doesn't get the fourth shot is Chaos Fury. And McTavish showing why this duo in the bot lane is so deadly.
They have the range, and that lockdown from Jhin early is going to allow them to poke people out and then go in for the kill. Just like that, Mr. Dot, low HP, no sums. The dive could be a potential, but look who's here first. Just decides to say, I'm not going to care about the wave. The kills matter. Ghosting it.
Oh, no ward there either. Both flashes available. Yellow card goes out. McTavish is surely dead here, secured up. And that kill will go over to the jungler. The Maokai gets first blood. The Deadly Flourish is going to land onto the Twisted Fate. Collected by Spizzy Vert. As Chaos Fury goes back in, but has to flash away from Hina as it looks to trade over again. But they
Lost in Echoes.
Very respectful there. They look like they're after a little bit more. Mr. Dot, no summoners, remember that. Lost in Echoes understands that. Deadly Flourish goes in, it's going to root up Hina, and they will get the Zeri. Lost in Echoes 1v1 against the Lulu, and the Lulu wins it. It's all hell breaks loose in that bot lane.
UCI, they almost just completely die in the bot lane. 4 members, but a miss from Lost in Echoes. I think feeling the pressure in this game. And that was a very important moment, Lamb. If they get all those kills, that is such a huge boost to their early game. But the miss just at the last moment. I hope the boys on the desk deem that one replay worthy. I hope we get to see that again, because I certainly do. As Debonair is going to be given over a kill, but gets an assist and first blood for his team. And that's why we see this little smidge of a gold lead. And look at this, already heading top. Somehow got the speed in the river. Asali Nomad in danger.
Yeah, those runes coming in effect right now. Yellow card comes out. Steadfast already used, so not going to negate this one. Poppy, Nomad under pressure here. Gets pushed into the wall and Tofu strikes. Activate. Debonair looking to secure the kill here. Still got the shield.
Nice dodge.
Good sidestep, but it's not enough as Gino secures that kill. Good roams coming through from the tee-off. The TF.
Yeah,
and the fancy footwork was not available for the Poppy any more than that. But what a sidestep. Very close up there in the top lane.
Now look at this pressure on the bot side. Mr. Dot can barely farm here. Spitzy Vert has the pink ward in the bush. Knows this is a possibility if they walk up. Oh, Hina smells the gank.
Hina is built different.
Wait, they have the Jhin
breaker. Looking for more. Gets it. Oh, the volley lands as well. Slows down the Lulu. And Spizzy Vert gets paid for that face check from the Lulu.
Yeah, Hina smelt the gank, but unfortunately didn't foresee his own doom. So they can go from some plates here. I don't recommend a dive, even though Mr. Dot has no sums at the moment. But so far, Lamb, NBG doing a lot better in this early game, but it's even.
Even Steven. Who the hell is Steven? I mean, maybe there'll be somebody that'll pop out here, but there's a CS discrepancy in that jungle. It's busy Ver. On a jungler like Vi, you have to get busy
Oh,
early.
wait,
We
going for
see
the
this
kill.
all the time. Hold
Wait.
on,
Oh,
Debonair.
what happened to the Q?
Cancelled. Something happening. Something happening in the bot lane. Gloria smells blood, and McTavish sets it up, and the jungler will get that. It's a story of the junglers who can get the most kills.
Yeah, it's looking like they're both dead even. However, look at the farm differential. Glorious is up in farm on the Maokai as expected, but this is huge difference. Oh, level 6 pushing in. Gino, this is looking good.
Yeah, all out across the wall. Keeper's verdict has to land. It does not, and Nomad gets a corrupting pot. Gino will certainly get this eventually. Cutting down the poppy. Hold on, Nomad. Oh, the fancy foolery fills me with such hope, but Gino gets a solo kill in the top lane.
Gino gets 2 soul reads in a row, just completely predicting the future against a Silent Nomad. I don't know if you saw the first one land, but the second one I think was clear as day. Unstoppable on the Cassante. I'm starting to think that Gino is either really good at this matchup or the Poppy was not the pick.
Might be a bit of both. The Zac certainly looked good into the Cassante, but Gino found his feet. Definitely found it hard in that game one, but Zac is a different opposition than what the Poppy can offer you. And I mean, we're only 8 minutes into the game. We're averaging a kill a minute as it stands, and hopefully this continues, Crims. I really like games like this. If it's anything to say that game one, that these guys were flexing their muscles where they could best until that snowball got out of control, this game is going to be very close as that goal lead only 1,000 in favor of UCI.
Yeah, UCI has snowballed a smaller lead before. Can they do it again? Chaos Fury, level 5 to level 6 of Mr. Dot here. So they have a very awkward window. They're going to hit level 6 soon, though. And that's when I'm going to see the ultimates fly and the bullets fly down range here. Level 6, they're starting up the Rift Herald. This could be very dicey. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So they're going to go ahead. They're going to get out of there. And now they're completely giving this up. They have the pressure from Gino, and Glorious is very strong on the Maokai right now compared to the Vi. So that was not the Rift Herald call. They recognize it. They're going to get out of there. And now we got to start looking at this dragon here. So far, Chaos Fury and McTavish, they've got the pressure in the bot lane. I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to hold it, though.
Yeah, pressure, just no kills. Those kills did go over to Vi. Vert doing things in that bot side, being in the right place at the right time to try and clean it up. But that CS discrepancy, as Krim said, it's evident in that jungle as well as the mid lane right now. It's only a 10 CS lead for the Virus, and you could say that you expect that. But of course, TF having the roll dice passive here will certainly be catching up in the gold. I believe the gold is probably even though the CS discrepancy is there. And we will see this time and time again as these two titanic top laners, they go head to head, Crims. And so far, Gino has the win
going for
over
a play.
his opposing lane. Trying Cristaro instantly
smart.
cleansed. Cease and desist. The target was correct. Is Hina going to go down? Alcov Gaming. As Mr. Dot hits the ultimate, but it's only for a second. Double kill over to Jin. Debonair is here. I believe he came in with the Destiny. Yes, he did. Glorious following this up as well. He's going to get the Ash off of the Q there, so we'll secure the kill into that. Spizivert goes low. Still wanting a little bit more. He cleanses that yellow card straight away. Gold card, yellow card, the same color on my screen. Flash forward from Lost in Echoes. Pierce Narrow has got that attack speed buffer, and he falls. That's actually cleaned by Debonair. This is set up for the mid laner. They commit everything, and Debonair flashing the mastery. Double kill, gold card, triple kill.
Oh, they pull it off. Another fight in the bot lane that goes to the favor of UCI. They're just outplaying. They're just better right now. 4-1 and 2 on Debonair. Getting snowballed himself on the TF this time around. Looking like is going to be able to get to those utility items first and making aggressive plays on the map. Expecting him to start accelerating soon. Arrow flying mid. Is it going to land? I think it did. They're both stunned up here. Oh, they have the kill on Hina. It's open.
Vault Breaker on the money. Hina still no level 6 on the Lulu. Is so poor in this game. Followed up. Out of range of the current call. The blast fire coming through from Mr. Dot. Fends off Spizivert, but the piercing arrow is on the money as the Lulu falls for the third time in this game.
All right, Lulu is the target. the weakest member, easy to catch out, no cleanse. Whoa, Spizzy
Oh,
Vert, what are you
Twisted
doing?
Advance back in. Sab Magic going to keep him healthy. Glorious running away, but gets slowed down by the Ashes. The rest of the gang following this up. McTavish will claim that one as they cut the tree down in quick fashion. Now that dragon going to be the center of attention for NBG.
All right, they're struggling for it, but they managed to pull through. They have position on the dragon. They're going to pick it up here. Debonair gets locked up, but this is going to be a huge fight.
Oh, Mr. Dog goes over. Casted the ultimate already. Takes down Lost in Echoes, but the fight is with the Vi right now. Zeri hits a double kill. Still looking for more. Burst Fire going through. Triple kill over the Zeri. McTavish will be the quadra kill for Mr. Dog. As they look to just take that dragon, they had no right. That's an objective that belongs to UCI and Mr. Dot.
Oh, UCI, they keep you on the edge of your seat. I'm just getting excited watching them. I mean, you think that these plays are just going to go in the favor of NBG, and then in the long run, they just turn it around. You got to love this. Now they're going to go ahead and turn their sights to the mid lane. They got themselves a 5K gold lead. They do pull it off. Now this is going to give them lots of control on the map. They're going to work on these turrets. And then from there, they're going to try to make it clinical here, Lamb. But so far, all this explosive action on the field. This game is jam-packed.
Mr. Dot repping that Mister very nicely. And Channel Cristaro goes wayward. Debonair doesn't even look in the direction of that ultimate. It says, don't even try it, bud. Walks it away. Is on vision, though. Actually uses the Destiny into the gold card. Making a play in the Chaos Fury. He went from potentially being the pick to making the pick. And Makai Glorious secures the kill onto Jin in the mid lane.
Debonair just making plays on the top side, the bot side, and the mid roam up now. Just taking over this map entirely on his own. And look at this. Look at this. A Rod of Ages, TF. A lot of people probably would have expected the Everfrost. Going to be more tanky, supply a little bit more damage. Not going to be that full utility. But I guess it makes a lot of sense with the Maokai. That's plenty enough time to get the kills, especially with Mr. Dot now on the one item here. And to Gofarino's joy, we have an AP Varus in the mid lane. It's going to be a lot of burst potential. We'll see if they can use it to get picks. Certainly have an avenue if they can keep getting picks in this game. But again, as in game number 1, time's running out.
On the clock, much like game 1, as my friend just said, my colleague, it's looking pretty disastrous. That quadra kill going over to AD carry gives them another option to actually try and win this game. The TF off the mark already, 2 items right now. And off of that last team fight, I believe that Zeri pretty much completed a full shield bowl purchase, and that's a really good purchase going into the Varus. The amount of potential that this team has to just blow up the Zeri. You're trying to stay alive because we spoke about it in the draft phase here, Crims. That cleanse is so effective, and coming on Mr. Dot, you know, they're trying to focus everything on him, but they're just sleeping on the Twisted Fate pick.
Twisted Fate is giving them the counter picks in return. Mr. Dot cleanses that off perfectly.
That one. Mr. Dot smells blood. I mean, John Wayne's walking right away.
In. Yeah, look at
you
that.
You gotta love that. You gotta love that. Now he's gonna pop the curtain call. The theatrics are coming out. Is Spizzy Vera looking to follow this up? No, cannot face. Okay, yeah, they'll get the ward in. 3 good to the roam right there, but Poppy now looks to be in trouble, doesn't he? About just over 50% health on Nomad. He's going to need a miracle to get out of this one. Gold card lands. Gino goes back in. Over goes Mr. Dot, and that's a clean dive in the top lane. 4 strong UCI make it work.
Selling Nomad. He's going to be forced to roam away from that top turret. Can no longer call it home. Meanwhile, though, they do give up the mid lane. I do think keeping the mid lane up for the side of UCI is really good, especially for extending control over to the Dragon. Glorious, though, setting up a nice little gank in the backside here. TF teleporting in.
And they're making a play.
Oh,
Bravo smash on multiple members, but they go the opposite way. Chaos Fury gets flanked, and Lulu gets a double kill. Debonair against Spizzy Vet. Who's going to win this one? Of course, it's going to be the TF as Debonair polishes that perfect wraparound off.
Have you ever seen such fear in the eyes from a Lulu flank before a Lamb? Maokai gets the smash. They're all low HP, and Hina picks up 2 with the Q. Never seen that before. The flank Lulu, but it works out in this game. They just have NBG exactly where they want them, and they're just hitting them from all sides like a fury of blows. And I think they're just completely discombobulated here. NBG, I don't think they have any idea what to do to get this back under the control, to rein it in. I think they're looking very, very lost here, Lamb.
Look like they're walking with a little bit of a limp, especially Chaos Fury always has that fourth shot. Never in range to actually use. They're going to see Mr. Dog against Spizzy obviously thinks he can kill the Zeri here. He gets Volbreaker back in, actually misses there, and Lost in Echo is going to follow up to help the jungler out. Mr. Dog turns his attention to that mid laner, deletes him, and he'll polish it off and give that one over to Glorious. Mr. Dot, untouchable in this game.
Well, Mr. Dot does have 2 deaths. So
come on, exactly. Crims, just...
What? What'd I do? What?
He's doing the thing, Caddy. He's doing the thing again. You got those sunglasses on?
Wait, did Caddy just give a... okay, well, Caddy's unique way of communicating here. Look, I guess he disapproves of what I've been doing, apparently. So, yeah, I've never seen that before. But you know what? If you're not allowed to talk, you have ways of communicating. They're going to be picking up this Rift Herald completely luxury, because they're just bathed in it right now. Debonair, this man is on a mission, and the mission is making money, just printing it on TF here for his team. 10K gold lead, 17 minutes in. Looking like they're going to be hitting the similar times from their heat in game number 1, and they're trying to pass their previous record.
Wow, and you can see that gap in the mid lane right now. Is Nomad under threat again. Bramble smashed back into the rain. It's Hina. Hina is a DPS threat. They're still going for it. Nomad under threat. Uses a flash.
Oh, the burn?
He's burning. Oh, Glorious gets him. Unbelievable. This Lulu is a menace.
Oh, Debonair dodges yet another Ash arrow. They need to hit those if they want any chance. 22 to 9 kills. This top turret ain't looking much better. And they're just slowly corralling them into the base like lambs to the slaughter here.
Hey.
And once they get that Baron, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath, as I said before. Yeah, they're just making it clinical. I mean, they're UCI. They got their medical degrees coming in because they've all been studying here.
Well, 4 mid laner bans is not enough to stop Debonair. Ultra Shock Laser lands onto the Ashe there, and they will go forward with K'Sante. Gino, the tank, the Rhinoceros, just walking forward relentlessly. Current call goes down. I'm trying to make it dramatic towards the end here as Gold Card lands. Virus will kill the Lulu. They'll trade back, and they'll go back in with a Vi here. And Vi is against everybody. Sweezy Vera gets a double kill onto the Zeri. Oh, Zeri triple kill. Zeri quadra kill. Just give it, Nomad. It's the Mr. Dot show, and it's about to pop off with the curtain will fall. Come on, get in there. The fountain too strong. The resistance is no mana on the Zeri. Will foil the attempt on the pentakill. Who wanted to see that anyway?
Yeah, where was the full team dive for Zeri to get the kill?
I needed that. Oh, hold on. Hold on a minute. Yeah, Gino even KS's it. It's not even unofficial right there.
That wasn't happening.
No.
Sorry, Lamb.
Anticlimactic. Yeah, there it is. They'll see everybody back in there. Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Send it out, McTavish. BM them. Nope, not going to happen either. Look, Crims, they don't want to do anything that Lamb wants to do. It's not a wham. It might be a bam after this. It might be.
I mean, K'Sante is ravaging the top side of the map here. But I do think Silent Nomad kind of did pretty good holding his own. Just, I mean, just completely dove by the team every time. So
it doesn't really stand a chance.
It wasn't exactly a fair fight.
When you send multiple members, it becomes even more difficult, right? You find it hard enough against a really extremely broken champion. But what's an extremely broken champion without 4 other members constantly diving you? Especially the TF level 5 roaming up there, getting the gold card onto Poppy as well. Spizzy Vera, that jungle does not belong to you. It comes, the volley comes out from the Ashe there. Volbreaker, not to get away as Debonair gets that one.
Now.
Gino gone ahead, flashes ahead. He's so confident on this K'Sante, and why not? He's so far ahead, but lost in echoes, might be lost in the KDA. Whoa! That keeper's verdict comes out, but it's not enough to keep him alive as Cassante solos the Ash. McTavish will fall. They got 3 dead, and it's Poppy and Jin against the world right now. But the benefit is they don't have a wave to end right now. 20 seconds, 5 seconds on Vi.
It looks like they're going for the push. They do have the wave coming in, and there's one super. Yeah, I don't think one Jin ultimate is going to do it here. Spitzivert looking for an engage, but will probably just die as soon as Vi gets in there. And now
nice
the
turrets.
zoning brambles to finish off the turret here. Looks like there might be one last fight, Lamb. You got it.
Oh, UCI, they want a little bit more. They can't end the game right now. They actually come out with the tracks, and they're running at them. NBG looking to turn it around a little bit, punish them for not ending. Gino slowed perma from the ashes. Poppy goes forward a little bit too far.
Oh, they
without
can't
the
get
rest
the
of
kill.
the team, and now they're turning back. Oh, baby, it's a 180. Zeri with a double, Zeri with a triple. How many times has Mr.
Wait, the
Daw with a
quadra.
quadra? Get
Wait.
the penna, for God's sake. He sidesteps it. Oh, my God, Crims. Burst fire, go in.
Go
Just
in.
do it, do it. Oh, okay, get
Oh,
shut
well,
down. Executed. That's okay, because
Yeah.
the team is about to not win the game because Chaos Fury will be able to defend this.
I don't know how Chaos pulled it off, but somehow is holding off on the base. Wait, those supers are hammering away. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Mr. Dot just kind of died. And Gino wasn't tanking for some reason either. So, I don't know. I kind of seem to lost a bit of my memory there, but it looks like somehow NBG survived.
I'm
Two
kind of losing
objectives
my
up.
patience. I'm losing my patience. Give him the pentakill. That's 2 quadras. You need to give Lamb the dub. You need to give me the wham. The wham factor is that pentakill. I'm not satisfied with 2 quadra kills, but you know who is? Mr. Dot. What a performance on the Zeri.
So far, it's just free to fire on the backside. I mean, the Maokai and the Cassante putting out so much threat. And Spitzivert can't even tank for a moment. So far, he's going to be doing great in the rest of this game. I guess they don't want to do any objectives on UCI. Look at this. They don't want to close this game out in a clinical fashion. They heard me on the desk and they say, nah, we're going out in style. 5v5 in the mid lane. We want to team fight our way to victory.
All right.
Who cares
let's
about
see it.
macro?
What's going to happen? Keeper's verdict lands
Oh,
on
they
a
should fight
TF.
now.
No gold card. Nomad. Just about 75%
Oh,
health.
wait,
He's
that
still burning.
damage.
Gino. Wow. Pierce and Arrow did a lot of damage there, but they're falling
here we
back.
go,
Here
Mr.
goes
Dot.
the Seri again. Nomad under threat. Cease and desist. Lands on him, but he's going to get the wild growth to stay alive. And Mr. Dot takes over the team fight again. That's a double kill. The Scar to the wind here. Ultra Shot goes wide. Still following up. We'll get it. Poppy goes back in. Triple. Looking for a third quadra. Doesn't even matter. Ended the game. Gino, report Gino, dude.
Yeah,
What's
Gino,
going on there?
what the heck, Gino? Wait,
Come on,
okay.
Gino. We're trying to get a pentakill. Come on.
Gino, what are you doing? Gino, come on. Oh my god.
Gino, what
Completely
was that,
inting the
dude?
game. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Let's get Gino after the cat. Let's get him on here. Okay, we're gonna talk to him. We're gonna set him straight, guys. Okay, but before we do that, me and Lamb are gonna wrap this up here. But we're gonna send it over to the analyst desk. Lamb, I mean 2-0 clean sweep, absolutely dominant in both. Now UCI 3-0, looking like a really solid team, and they took NBG like they were nothing, and Debonair, star of the show, and not to mention Mr. Dot falling behind.
Well, listen, until that pentakill is achieved this season, Lamb is never going to be happy. I'm not going to accept it. Double quadra kill, there was a triple, the potential penta at the end, but Gino, why'd you do your AD carry like that, man? Why'd you do it? Do you know who knows why you did it like that? The analyst desk. We're going to send it over to Goferino and Gordo to wrap up Divine Week 3.
Thank you very much, Lam, but I do not know the answer. I'm as disappointed in Gino as the rest of you guys. If we're gonna delay the game 10 minutes to hunt for a penta, let your boy get the pentakill. But that aside, a dominant run from UCI. They maintain their undefeated streak. They are now 3-0-6-0 in the Risen Divine League for this split so far, and can't do any better than that, Goferino. It's the best you can do.
Yeah. And I think we all here on broadcast kind of expected UCI to win this. It was a little up in the air. Maybe it would be a 2-1. Maybe it would be a kind of close 2-0. But both these games, once UCI started getting the ball rolling, it really started rolling. A bit of that avalanche effect, as you might say.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Debonair taking a bit of a back step this game. Letting his teammates shine a little bit more, going to enable Mr. Dot with the TF pick. You talked about a concern, or I think it was the caster desk talked about a concern of the damage profile here. Would they really have enough damage to be able to take out some of the tankier members of NBG, given how much of it had to rely on this Zeri and Glorious and Debonair? They get the memo and they spend the entire game camping bottom. They're just going there over and over again, making sure that Mr. Dot has every single kill he could possibly get. We'll see one of those plays here. We got a replay ready for you guys right here.
This is the early game one, though. Mr. Dot was not having the best time bot lane because there were actually a bunch of ganks, but this is one of the times where Mr. Dot was the one getting the gank, and this secures first blood. It is a 1-for-1 initially. No, it's a 1-for-1 in general. I forget if there's more fighting after this because there are a lot of these like early game fights where it's like, okay, there's a gank, okay, there's a response to the gank, then it's like, wait, there's a response to the response to that gank, then there's a response to the response to the response to the gank. Oh, hey, yeah.
Yeah, Lost in Echoes does a good job here with the engage. He does miss the arrow. I hate to call my man out, but that
was huge.
makes him struggle just a little bit here, but still ends up being a positive play for the side of NBG. Both teams really knew that they needed to prioritize this bottom lane here, and starts off 2 for 2, pretty even.
And props to NBG. I mean, we saw the more proactive jungler in the Vi. We saw that they were able to get a lot more gas going around, especially in that bot lane. It just kind of fell apart because UCI eventually just got a triple or a quadra kill. I think our next replay is actually going to show that for Mr. Dot as the Zeri. We also saw a bunch of solo kills up top lane, or just the one solo kill, and then there's one gank kill that Gino got as this Cassante, able to completely dominate that lane. So UCI was definitely able to claw it back. They weren't really behind.
Yeah, no, they keep themselves with at least a foot in the lead pretty much the whole game through, and then continue to just find themselves picks in that bottom lane over and over again. That's, I think, probably one of the closer bot lane exchanges in that replay, but you can see, I think, another one towards at least the bottom side of the map coming up here at the Dragon Pit, I think, is this fight.
Yeah, I think this starts off with a really good pick here by NBG. So, we see Gloria, bit of a pickle, gets caught out, nearly kills the Vi, but not able to finish that off, and NBG able to get that one pick initially. Thing is, though, Mr. Dot is about to go sicko mode here. Some very low health bars. He got the members converging on in. Just gotta wait for it. Oh, yep, this is the start of the sicko mode.
And they're conditioned from last game here. They're all diving in onto Debonair. They really want to get that kill, but it's Mr. Dot who's really the star of the show this game around. Gets himself the triple. This is his first quadra kill of 3 this game. He'll get the other ones later on, but he was 0 kills before this play. This is where he really starts rolling.
Okay, I could have sworn Mr. Dot had a kill or 2 before this, but I might be wrong.
I think he has 4 kills after the quadra, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again.
I might be wrong too. I can't remember exactly. It is hard, but yeah, it is a little hard to remember. But that is kind of one of the big turning points of this game, where it's a bit of an oh shit moment. Like there's a 4 kills on the series belt. Right after they got that nice pick, it was looking like they're going to be able to grab that dragon, get themselves at least a little bit of an objective lead, get that little bit of a stack. Yes, it was late, but it goes south really quickly.
Yeah, production telling us he was 0-2 before the quadra, so I'm gonna chalk that one up on the Gordo side of the board this time around. But yeah, I mean, it balloons out to some crazy number after that, though. He's getting a quadra basically every fight from that point onwards, and there's not really a lot of good opportunities to go and take him down from the draft that they'd put themselves together on the side of NBG. I mean, they just don't really have the burst damage unless they can get Varus or Jhin ahead, and they are very much not in that sort of position throughout the rest of this game. If they could get him picked isolated, hit him with a Vi ult or something, maybe they would have the opportunity, but it never really works out that way. He positions very well, and the Lulu keeps very close.
Yeah, not a lot of backline access here from this MBG comp. You're really relying on your range with the Varus plus Jhin combo and kind of the Ashe, but didn't really work out. So yeah,
Yeah, no,
bit of
a little bit of a tougher position here, but we got one more replay of a fight. I want to say a little bit later in the game, but this is still like 15 minutes, but this is still really where the game gets kind of blown open.
yeah, like there's definitely a UCI lead at this point. Hell, there's an objective bounty being claimed, but this is where it really just goes all to hell. You're like, okay, we got this turret. We can trade 1-for-1 in turrets. We can take care of this Maokai trying to flank us, but Gloria.
I didn't even notice that. The second he presses the ultimate, it hits Spizzyvert, just gives him how wide that Maokai ultimate is. Kind of stops his attempted flank on the flanker there.
Yeah, and the health bars were already a little bit low, but all the burn damage, since this is the modern day AP Maokai build, you get those double burn items, really just shredding through these members' health bars, and then it's a pretty easy cleanup when there's about a 10% health bar on a Varus, on a Jhin, on an Ashe. It just takes one ability to finish those burning people on off.
Yeah, and it really gives them complete control over the map, too. They can take so many objectives from that point. They can set up for future dragons. They take plenty of turrets. And at that point, as you said, there were already objective bounties, but really becomes impossible to come back from at that point. As we can see, and then they get to spend the rest of the game, diving Nexus and trying to get a pentakill and just barely missing it. But yeah, 28,000 damage there on the Zeri. Of course, the highest in the game. 22,000 almost on the Maokai coming up in second. So got to give a little bit of credit to the jungle position there as well. A very well played game out of the side of Glorious to really make sure everybody's going to get set up.
Yeah, I mean, the damage graph that we can see, stream can't see it, but it's very lopsided towards UCI and just kind of speaks to how this game went. Like, the casters mentioned that there was a little bit of stalling to try and get that Penna, probably adding an extra 5 to 10 minutes to the game, and turns out when you're like 13k gold ahead, you do a lot of damage in team fights, even if the enemy team melts fast, you still do a lot of that damage.
Absolutely do here, and you end up 3-0, and as a serious contender to take this group. We're about halfway through the season. We'll be more than halfway next week. We're a little less than halfway right now. Such is the nature of a 7-week season.
We'll be halfway on Saturday.
Yeah, you know what? You make a good point. Yeah, Saturday's. Well, I mean, you still can't divide 7 days evenly. Maybe halfway through Saturday. Is where you'll end up being at the exact halfway point. But I can promise you, Goverino, halfway through Saturday, UCI is still going to be 3-0, 6-0, and they are still going to be favorites to take this group. We'll have to keep tuned through the rest of the Risen Divine League to see if they are going to be taken down by any members before we get into those playoffs. But well on the way to be able to take a very high seeding there and try to make as deep of a run as they can. But that's going to do it for the Risen Divine League this week. So stay tuned to the Risen channel. We got other Risen leagues coming through the rest of the week, and we'll be back next week with more Risen Divine action. But for now, from myself and Goferino, from Crimson Lem over in the background, and from Caddy on production, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Zinga.